Alright guys, welcome back. So, we've defeated the first three villains, Deadline, Infinitor, and Kagra Warfang. Now what's left is the man himself, Progeny. Difficulty 4 villain. This is another one of those damage races. He is kind of like, he's a little bit like Iron Legacy in that he just deals a ton of damage and hits like a truck. Unlike Iron Legacy though, he has quite a bit of constant damage dealing. He has these Scion cards that give bonus effects whenever he takes damage or boosts his damage or gives him damage reduction. I played a test game against him earlier, and he was difficult, but he was beatable. Like, I might have just gotten a lucky draw, but he is very disruptive, and on his front side, he just deals damage to everybody every turn. Every turn, Progeny deals each hero 2 energy damage. But at the start of the turn, if there are any heroes at 10 or less HP, he flips. When he flips, however, if no one's under 10, he flips back. Otherwise, he starts homing in on the lowest hero, and he deals damage equal to the number of heroes in play plus 1. So if you're in a 4-hero game, he's gonna 2-shot anyone who's under 10, and that's assuming he doesn't have any buffs in play or anything else dealing extra damage. So, alright, let's go ahead and get him started. Now, his nemesis, Knife, isn't going to come out until Vengeance, the first expansion of Season 2, so we don't have a nemesis to fight him with. Instead, let's just go along, we're going to bring a team that we're going to bring a solid team, so let's bring along Legacy. One of his Scion cards actually keeps him, or makes you discard cards whenever he takes damage, so we want to bring Tachyon along so we can keep our hands full. And we're bringing Scientist Tachyon, we're bringing along Team Leader Tachyon, because everybody drawing cards is better than just one player drawing cards. Now, as for other characters, Progeny is the only target in his deck, so we want to deal a lot of damage, either in single big bursts or multiple small bursts, because all of his Scion cards trigger off the first damage dealt. So if you deal more damage after that, it doesn't matter. But it's each turn that it triggers. So let's go ahead and let's bring along Chrono Ranger. Chrono Ranger will help to destroy his... he does have a couple of really nasty ongoings, but also because Chrono Ranger can deal irreducible damage. And then we have Legacy as a tank, but a second tank wouldn't hurt, so let's bring along the Scholar. We're just going to bring along regular Scholar, not Infinite Scholar. And I think a 4-hero team should be enough. Also, Tachyon can keep Scholar's hand full for his elementals. Alright, so now, as for the environment that we will be fighting Progeny at, doesn't really matter too much, so let's go to an old favorite at Silver Gulch. The gunman will mostly be focusing on us, but that's okay. Yeah, he doesn't even have anything to say. Alright, so he starts off with 2 Scions. So let's see what he gets. He gets the Scion of Blight. When it comes into play, he hits each hero target for 1 toxic, and then the first time he takes damage each turn, 1 player has to discard a card. So this was the card that I was talking about. So everyone takes damage right off the bat. Then we have... Oh, he only starts off with 1. Okay. Now, Obvious Utility is an ongoing. What does this do? Damage dealt by Progeny is irreducible. Reduced damage dealt to him is damage dealt to him is -1. I changed the size of the YouTube window. My actual YouTube window is like, what are the dimensions of this thing? I actually don't know. I want to say it's like 690 something, but anyway. So he is now dealing 2 irreducible damage to everybody. So we can't really tank him at the moment. And we don't exactly have a good start, so let's just draw some cards. And buff the team, so we deal as much damage as possible. Oh, Inspiring Presence. That is actually really good. So he starts off with 1 Scion? Oh yeah, just 1 Scion. Okay, I thought he started off with a number. Alright, so let's go ahead and push the limits. And then we'll go ahead and supersonic response. Actually, do it. Yeah, we'll supersonic response, I'm sure. And then Tachyon can pitch her... Wow, that was a really dumb thing of me. I had Blinding Speed in hand to break his damage reduction. Oh well. Oh, we got Displaced Armory for the hat, which is good. So let's go ahead and get the hat out. Search the deck for the hat, put it into play. Hit Progeny for 1. He's going to make somebody discard. Tachyon can pitch cards. She has plenty. Let's get rid of this Synaptic Interruption. So Progeny only deals large amounts of damage on his flip side. On his front side, he only deals packets of like 1s and 2s. So Synaptic Interruption is not necessary this early in the game. Alright, now let's eye on the prize. So Progeny's Scion is triggered, so we can just plink away at him. And then we will Sudden Contract, get by any means, so we can deal as much damage to Progeny as possible. Next turn we'll grab the Masada. Actually, the Neurotoxin Dart Throw is also really good once we get rid of obvious futility. But first things first... Wow, we don't have any elemental forms. That's a little awkward. Well, hey Progeny, guess what? You're not doing any damage next turn. Scholar can pitch a card. We can get rid of this Truth Seeker. It's nice, but it's not necessary. I've got better ways of dealing damage and gaining health. Or drawing cards. Alright, Temporal Event. And right off the bat. Oh, great. Okay. Form of the Harbinger. Reveal until we get a Scion. Put the Scion into play. Oh, great. 2 Scions of Blight? Ugh, now we have to discard 2 cards the first time we hit him each turn. Okay. So, yes, Tachyon would like to deal damage to herself. Would like to deal a lot of damage to herself, because I'm not paying attention to what I have in play. Alright, let's get rid of Futility, because I want to actually hurt him. And let's play some extra cards. Alright, so let's pitch... Accelerated Assault and Synaptic Interruption. Now, the question is, do I want to Nimble Strike him or do I want to Hypersonic Assault him? Because if I Hypersonic him, he's not going to... It's another round of no damage where we can just wail on him to our heart's content. But I think I just want to Nimble Strike him so that I have the extra cards. Alright, let's see. Who has cards to discard? Let's see, we got Displaced Armory, just... Legacy can discard cards. We can get rid of this Durability, because that's not as important, and Legacy can also get rid of this Flying Smash, because his sole purpose right now is to buff the team as much as possible. So the more damage we can deal, the faster we can take down Progeny. Oh good, I have 2 cards that I can safely discard on Chrono Ranger's turn. Not dealing damage, so let's go ahead and... Armory for... Search the deck for the Masada, get that out. Now, his Scion cards are not ongoing, so ongoing destruction does not get rid of it. Alright, so Tachyon can get rid of this extra HUD goggles. And she can get rid of this Accelerated Assault. And for the second play, let's put out Hunter and Hunted. And just start unloading on him. Alright. So Grace Under Fire is actually pretty bad against Progeny because, again, he's the only target in play. Now, if Silver Gulch gets a bunch of gunmen and cover out, this might actually be useful, but it's something that I'll probably just end up pitching. Alright, let's go ahead and get Mortal Form out. And then the second card will be... let's just bring what you need. And let's draw some cards. Definitely want Keep Moving. And we definitely want Proverbs and Axioms. Oh, you got another offensive mutation, even better. Alright, so what do we have? Sustain the Portal. So this is a little awkward. Sustain the Portal is going to hit Progeny, and Progeny's Scions are going to trigger, and we're going to have to discard cards. So no one's discarding cards, because we're going to be losing them to Progeny anyway. Alright, so let's see. Scholar can pitch Grace and get out of the way, because again, they're not really going to do that much against him. So now while Progeny has the two Scion of Blights in play, I have to actually watch how much damage I deal. We have Time of Tribulations. So what this does... Damage dealt by Progeny is +2. At the start of the villain turn, destroy one equipment card belonging to each player, then destroy one Scion in this card. So, it's kind of good, and it's also very bad. It's very bad because it makes Progeny deal a whole bunch of damage. Now he's dealing 4 damage to everybody. But at on his next turn, we get to blow up one of his Scions, and we get to blow up... and it blows up Time of Tribulations. But I lose equipment, so I'm losing one of Chrono Ranger's pieces of equipment. And that's actually it, because everybody else's equipment is in their hand or in their deck. But still, that's equipment that I'd really rather not lose. Alright, so what do we have here? Let's just draw a whole bunch of cards. Now see, if I had Hypersonics on my last turn, I could have prevented this from happening, and it probably would have been the better play, but oh well. Though actually, I think... yes, Tachyon wants to hit herself for damage. Actually, I think this is okay. Oh, wait, no, I don't want Tachyon to hit herself for damage. I have another, no, because I have another Pushing the Limits in hand. So we'll play that. We'll hold the goggles for next turn, and then we'll Hypersonic Assault. Tachyon can pitch her Sucker Punch, and Chrono can pitch... yeah, Chrono can pitch Ranger's Mark. Because I don't have any I don't have any bounties in the trash. Everybody draws cards. Oh, there's the Legacy Ring. All right. Silly things are about to happen. Lots of silly things. I'm pretty sure it's almost guaranteed that we're going to win on the next round. But first, let's see. Yeah, let's throw the whole gang out there. And then a Temporal Grenade. So, Temporal Grenade is just a fodder equipment to get blown up by Time of Tribulations. So that I don't have to lose either of his really good equipment. So let's go ahead and blast Progeny for a bunch of damage. Chrono Ranger can pitch his extra Hunter and Hunted, and he can pitch his Dart Thrower. Alright, now let's go ahead and get rid of this Flesh to Iron. And then we're just going to keep moving. Well, we're not going to start moving, we're just going to move forever. Mortal Form. And then Proverbs. So everybody's going to draw some cards. And then Legacy will take 3 damage to use a power. So all damage is +2 now. Tachyon will take 3 damage to use a power. Chrono Ranger. Do I want him to take 3 damage and use a power? I will put... Well, Progeny's going to flip, and he can't deal damage on his turn, so yeah. We're just going to unload as much damage as possible. That was a lot more damage than I was expecting it to be. Oh, what am I doing? So, let's see. Alright, Legacy can pitch some cards. So, Legacy will get rid of Next Evolution and Thok. And finally, the Scholar will actually heal himself for 2 so that he can zap Progeny for 18. And then he will use his base power to zap Progeny for another 15. So we've almost got him down. Not only that, but he can't deal damage on his next turn, so all we have to do is just wail on him a little bit more. And we've got a temporal event happening. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Chrono's about to take a whole bunch of damage, isn't he? Alright. Okay, it's not going to kill him. That's fine. Then... Alright, Legacy has cards to discard. So we'll get rid of Danger Sense and Thok. Okay. So we're going to get rid of Temporal Grenade. We're going to get rid of one of the Scion of Blight so we don't have to discard nearly as many cards anymore. And he's going to get out Form of the Harbinger, which is going to get him more Scions. Scion of the Storm. So... Oh, it lets him play an extra card each turn. And he gets to... so... Does nothing. Top card is Obvious Futility, so he gets Irreducible and Damage Reduction, because he's a jerk. Alright, so... Just throw out the Motivational Charge, and then boost... I must say, I do like his flipped art. Yes, we will take damage. And Tachyon will go to significantly lower health. Alright, so let's start off with HUD Goggles. Into Lightning Reflexes. Into Fleet of Foot. Everybody draw some cards. Into another Fleet of Foot. Let's see, how many... I have 2 card plays left, so... Let's... Accelerated Assault. Yes, Tachyon will discard this Burst card in her hand. And GG. Take 16. Alright, so that's Progeny down. Yeah, he's a little scary. Does a lot of damage really quickly, but as long as you can manage him, he's not that dangerous. Alright, so that is all 4 new villains from Wrath of the Cosmos, but there's one left, that variant that I just unlocked, so I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we're going to fight him. See you in a little bit.